Bill Gates or those guys, but it could be something that redefines your whole trajectory. Yes, I know you study. I don't know. I've not asked which courses you guys are doing. They could be different in one way or another, but there is no field that is not going to be affected by AI. You get it? So I step in as a guy that wants to study about AI, learn about AI, and here I am. I'm still learning my way through AI. And at some point, maybe I'll be able to build, or I'll work with people and we build something that is frontier. Are we together? That's how I see AI personally. But besides the AI stuff, more than that. Professionally, I'm a data scientist. We have any data science in here? I don't think we have any because any university in Canada teaches data science. Do we? Do we have any? We have any? Where? UCU, data science. Where?
You see you at this point.
Yeah, I think it's bad. It's bad. At the bachelor's level. Because UCU, I think it is a master's level. Anyway, it would be. But the point I'm making, I'm a data scientist. I'm finishing my master's somewhere in data science. Of course, if you do data science, you must be familiar with machine learning and then AI. It is all the same. They are all sisters and brothers. Background. I think this is not background. This is more like employment. Yeah. You can find me at any of those four places, or three places. You can find me anywhere there. With the Delta Rising Foundation, where we do commons questioning, science of commons questioning. How we, it's in conservation. It's in conservation, just studying about trees and how best we can help our world in preservation of more trees. That's what is done at Delta Rising. When I'm not at Delta Rising, you can find me at AI Studio Uganda. AI Studio Uganda is under the office of the president, and it has a system called Crane AI Labs. There, we basically build AI. At Crane AI Labs, we build AI. And we have some products. Hopefully, I will show you some of them before I leave. Then Canada Melody. Canada Melody, I work under advisement of a certain Canada Melody is a US, it's a Central National University based in the US. It's known, it's the best university when it comes to computing. Basically AI and all that stuff. So I work remotely as a researcher in IoT placement or IoT devices. There is a specific language called TT-Python. I think you guys are familiar with Python. So there's TT-Python, and that's where we're going to be optimizing for IoT placement. TT-Python was developed helping IoT placement. IoT devices, Internet of Things, right? So TT-Python is the language that we hope may be employed in IoT systems, and yeah, you can check me out on GitHub, you can check me out on LinkedIn. Let's start this by understanding more about data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. These four words, or these three words actually, these three terminologies, what do they mean? What do they mean? When I was introduced to data science, I didn't know that it is actually directly related to AI. Are we together? But if you think about it, without data science, there is no AI. Without data science, there's no machine learning. And so, without artificial intelligence, you don't have data science. Without machine learning, you don't have AI. Like all these categories or these terminologies, these fields are all related like this. You get my point? Those three are all interlinked like this. We just need to understand what data science actually means, what machine learning means, what AI means, and how the three of them do what? How the three of them work together. Right? But from this illustration that I'm displaying here, we can see that data science is usually like the foundation. Why is data science the foundation? I would call data science in simple terms. So maybe I will ask you guys. My definition of data science may not be the most accurate, but you can tell me what you think is data science. Data science is what? The word data science. What does it mean? Yes. Yeah, insights. So she's saying that you have three things: data collection, analysis, and reporting, like insights, getting insights, right? Anyone with a slightly different explanation of data science? Anyone with a different understanding of data science? Data science starts with someone collecting what? Collecting data. But I think data science is even much more bigger than that. I would call data science the science of data. Does that make sense? The science of data. Like, yes, we have data, right? Okay. Do we know what data is? I don't mean English. Or GBs that you may load every weekend on your phone. You're going to enjoy Gaga weekend. I mean data in terms of data, the actual meaning of, you know, the computing meaning of the word data. Do you know what data is? Okay, you guys, let me first ask. Give me examples of data. Examples of data. Or sources of data. Anyone? What is data? I'll give you a data source. This one is. Let me start with this gentleman. Data. Yeah, an example. Yes? Letters. Like ABCD, right? Thank you so much. Yes? Which one? Records, basically. Rows and columns. Yes. Rows and columns. Thank you. Yes? Numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,000, stuff like that. Thank you. That's all data. Yes? Images. A picture of something. Right? A picture of something. That is data. Thank you. Anyone else? Well, you realize that from what they've said, they've mentioned the numbers, they've mentioned the letters or digits, and they've mentioned images. But I will go ahead and I will say everything around us is data in its own way. You see this setting where we are? Everything you're putting your eyes on in this room is data. It's a data point. Are we together? If I put my eyes, I'm seeing a ruler here. If I fix my eyes on this ruler, right? That ruler, the image of that ruler is going to form in my eyes, and then it will go to the brain. Then the brain will do what? It will process. The brain doesn't pick the ruler to take it in and then process it, but it takes an image of the ruler. Then the brain is able to process, and then you arrive at a conclusion that what I am seeing is a ruler. So what do you see about this ruler that makes you arrive at the conclusion that it's actually a ruler? It has characteristics of a ruler. One, this is called which type of ruler is this? You guys know, you big man. What type of ruler is this? It's a long ruler, right? So it's long. Long, it's transparent. What else? It has these, how do they call them? The 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters, and then inches, nakarachi, whatever was so. Your ability to know that this is a ruler and arrive at the conclusion that it is a ruler, it's because you are able to collect data points. Are we together? You see the edge, you know, the way it is designed, the way it is built. All that information goes into your brain. Now, all that information, whether the information was about the letters you've seen, the material, are we together? The design, Now that is all data. So if I told you to sit down and draft for me a spreadsheet, are we together? Okay, spreadsheet may be different. Okay, if I told you to draft for me a spreadsheet, recording the data about this ruler, trust me, you can have 100 rows of data points. You tell us 4 edges, right? That's an entry point. You tell us it is this long. Let's say it is 30 centimeters long. You get the design, the numbers that are found there, the color, and everything. Now that ends up forming what we call data. Now, what is data science? Data science is basically being able to collect and handle those different data points that are written about something. You get it? The only way we relate with the environment around us is by collecting as much data points as possible. Remember when I told you about pattern recognition, me coming into the room and I'm able to identify a female and a male? What do you think allows me to identify a female and a male? In my mind, in my CPU, I have collected numerous information about what? I have a lot of data points about males and females. Are we together? So I'm able to use that information and I arrive at a conclusion. So you need data, and when you get data, the science of dealing with that data is what we call data science. Are we together? Just like you have the science of computing, which you call computer science. I think computer science is like you study about computers, languages, and all that stuff. The science of computers. Are we together? Which other science do you know? What other science can you remember? You guys know different science. But let's just go with computing science. Here you study computer science. Alright? It's the same way I look at data. We are studying different aspects of data. So we must know data is the entry point into machine learning and artificial intelligence. Because when you've gathered your data and you've performed a lot of data science practices, then you can go ahead and do the machine learning. So what is machine learning then? After you've processed your data that you've gathered about this ruler, machine learning is when the information that has been gathered about the ruler is fed to what? To a machine. Are we together? So the machine learns about that thing you collected data about. Are we together? So if I have this ruler and I collect data about this ruler and I, pre-process it, and then I use that data to do what we call machine learning. So I can train my machine to be able to recognize rulers. Are we together? Because I gave it data and then I trained the machine, so the machine was able to recognize patterns. It said, oh, when I see this data point, this data point, this data point, this data point, then I am dealing with a ruler. When I see this data point and this data point, then I'm dealing with a lab. Are we together? When I see this data point and this, then I'm dealing with this. That's what we call machine learning. You are able to train machines to learn these patterns. Are we together? And then artificial intelligence becomes what? When the machine learning is able to replicate human level processing. Human level processing. It is now beyond just recognizing a ruler. Are we together? It goes beyond that, because human intelligence is what I am doing right now. I am speaking to you, talking about a ruler. So with artificial intelligence, after doing the machine learning, then I am able to come forward and I behave like a human. So we can train a machine to talk about the ruler the same way I'm talking about it after we've done the machine learning. So you build an intelligent system that does what humans do. Are we together? What do humans do? Humans talk. It must be able to talk. Are we together? Humans see. They take in visual information. It must be able to. You understand? Humans process text. They see a lot of them. You read news, you can read books.